As a hostage negotiator, I worked a lot of situations where people were held against their will by some very dangerous people.
Today, Rod is going to break down hostage scenes in movies to determine what Hollywood gets right and wrong.
What Hollywood uses for entertainment is a real-life tragedy for other people. So to keep in mind that these are probably the most serious and most dangerous situations ever, and it's a very intense job. First up, Dog Day Afternoon. In this scene, a hostage taker negotiates with the police.
Come over there. I'll come over there without a gun. You can frisk me so you can see you can trust me so we can talk and find a way out of this mess.
Right.
A hostage negotiator would always talk from a safe distance and would never go inside a scene. But if he did, it would never be without a firearm. He would become a hostage at that point.
Hey, don't fire! Don't fire!
What are you
don't touch him!
doing?
Get away from
Not
him!
the hostage!
Hold
He's
it!
a
Come on!
gun!
Don't fire! Don't fire! Don't fire! Don't touch him! Don't fire!
We voted
What are you
to
grabbing
send
him
him
for?
out!
Hold your fire!
He's one of the
Get the fuck away
hostages!
from him! What's the matter with you?
In situations that are tense like this, there's always a possibility for miscommunication, and that's clearly what happened here. The hostage taker said he only had women,
How about giving us a women?
No. I got women. That's all I got here.
but he sent out a man, and the police weren't sure whether or not that man was a hostage taker or a criminal, so they immediately rushed him. That's common. It's common when signals get crossed or mixed up, and it's hard to distinguish who's the good guy or who's the bad guy.
Wait a minute, Sonny. Sonny, that was your fault, Sonny. You know that we had the communication set up here? We haven't got it set up properly. We got 250 cops here. We don't know what the fuck is going on in there.
You almost killed him, are you crazy?
Clearly, he's using the woman as a human shield. Human shields are not used very often, but in this case, he was trying to limit his exposure to police, and if they were to try to snipe him or take him out, he'd had another person as cover.
You come on out and frisk me. You can tell. Huh? Come on.
So what do you want me to come
Come on, I
out
want
for?
you to come out and look at something. Come on. I want you to see what you're up against.
I can see it. What do I got to come out for?
I want you to come out and see it all right?
In a real life scenario, there'd be a command center and there'd be one person calling the shots and everybody else kind of providing the support role. This is just chaos. And I think it's great for cinema, but in real life it would never happen. Next up, Captain Phillips. In this scene, the Navy has been sent in to check on the well-being of a hostage that has been taken by some Somalian terrorists.
الباب كفولة عمتوا البيو عودنا صباحا guns down America guns down خلاص استنشي انت عاودنا قربنا put your guns down now.
So this is based off a true story, so it's pretty accurate. What they're doing is they're gathering intel. So you'll see in this scene where there's a camera and there's a lot of surveillance type equipment there. That's for the Navy to find out what the layout is and how they can actually approach and attack this vessel.
Does my family know where I am?
Yes sir, we're giving them updated.
It's important they know where I am. I'm in C-15. You understand?
What was really interesting was when the captain told the Navy where he was sitting. And the reason he said that is because anyone, anywhere else in that boat could be taken out. He just wanted them to know where he was.
I don't want your food. I want your money.
Got another on top. Well, it says maintain camera footage.
Hold on a second.
Go to the side. $10 million side. $10 million. لمقلة. هو عادل. مركب حنوزوغا. دكتور. أنا كان يعمل.
So the reason you're not seeing a lot of time taken, a lot of negotiation going on is because it's really more of a strategic plan to find out where they are and how to strike and attack. The thing to keep in mind is that America does not negotiate with terrorists or hostage takers, and that's just a matter of national policy. Next up, Airheads.
Who are you? Chris Moore, Capitol Records, A&R. Come on, let me in.
In this scene, law enforcement tries to negotiate with criminals who have overtaken a radio station.
The cops told me you guys are looking for a record contract. There's something going on here we got to take immediate advantage of, guys. Come on, let's talk, huh?
It's pretty common for law enforcement to come up with a different ruse to try to make something happen. But one thing law enforcement would never do is send in a civilian or someone into a hostage taker's domain. It's just not going to happen. Hostage takers are unpredictable, and one thing we don't want to do is expose anybody to any danger.
All right, let me ask you a question. What side you taking the big David Lee Roth Van Halen split?
What do you mean?
What kind of question is that? What side did you take, Halen or Roth?
Van Halen.
He's a cop.
Clearly, this guy is a cop and not a music professional because everyone knows that David Lee Roth was Van Halen. The problem with using a ruse or some sort of undercover officer is being found out. Once you're found out, then you've probably made an irreversible mistake. The hostage takers will no longer have any trust or respect, and that makes the situation a lot more dangerous.
You put the power back line! No, I'm not gonna do that, Chad. I'm drawing the line there!
In hostage situations, sometimes utilities are turned off to make the person inside uncomfortable. Turning them back on is probably never gonna happen. Regardless of the situation, it's just not gonna happen. We make them cold, dark, off guard, want them to be a little hungry, put them in desperate situations.
Everybody having a good time tonight? Yeah, so you got the cops shut this party down? Yeah, so we got the guns, we got the numbers!
Hostage takers would never come outside and expose themselves to law enforcement like that. The minute they give a clear shot, they're gonna be shot. There's no way that would ever happen. Next up, Inside Man. In this scene, a bank robber challenges law enforcement to solve a riddle.
What do you want me to say?
That my plane is ready.
Okay, listen.
I promise you, God is my witness. I'm working on it as hard as I can. It's just going to take a few more hours.
So what you see here is a person asking for a mode of transportation, in this case, an airplane, which seems kind of outrageous, and the hostage taker may be a little delusional and think that these things are actually going to happen. So what law enforcement is going to do here is delay and stall and try to keep him calm and not going into a tailspin and injuring someone. So as long as he believes that there's going to be an airplane coming, it may buy law enforcement some time to try to work out the situation. But the reality is that you don't see a lot of people requesting airplanes, probably because most of them can't fly airplanes.
Why should I give you any more time?
Well, it's simple. You give me more time, you get what you want. You don't give me the time, you don't get what you want.
You got nothing to lose. Meanwhile, we'll send in some more food.
Typically in situations like this, you always notice the hostage taker beginning to become uncomfortable. And in a lot of instances, we want to keep them uncomfortable. Something like food, though, we want to dangle it out there, not necessarily give it to them. It's just a matter of keeping them calm and giving them something to aspire to rather than go into a tailspin in a crisis situation and actually start hurting people.
I got a question for you. You get it right, I'll give you more time.
And?
You know what happens if you don't. Which weighs more? All the trains that pass through Grand Central Station in a year, or the trees cut down to print all U.S. currency in circulation? Here's a hint. It's a trick question.
That's how it's done.
Playing games now?
The riddle is a control thing, and sometimes hostage takers or people that are holding people against their will, they want to seem like they're in control. I think the reality is that they know they're not. So it's a kind of a game where they know they have your attention and they want to keep you interested in what they want to be interested in. Next up, taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. In this scene, law enforcement decides to lie to a hijacker to diffuse a hostage situation.
10, 9, 8.
Tell them the truth or lie?
Tell him the truth. No. 5, tell him it's there. 4, 3. Tell him it's here.
2. It's here.
1.
The money's there. It's at 42nd and Vanderbilt.
Liar! Motherfucking liar!
So the thing to keep in mind is not to try and manipulate a hostage taker because they are the kings of manipulation. Their job is to try to manipulate you, and they become really insulted when they find out that the tables are being reversed on them and things can go really bad. I've seen this happen a lot.
1, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lucky lady up.
So what you're seeing here is the hostage taker going into a crisis situation where they're completely out of their mind and they become completely irate with law enforcement. In situations like this, it's all about preservation of life. There are people that are in grave danger, and being extremely careful in situations like this is paramount.
Ryder, we made a mistake. It was an accident, Ryder!
So what would happen if a hostage taker began to shoot people or become physically violent rather than just threatening violence? Is they're going to try to figure out a way to get in there and take him out, whether it be with a tactical team or snipers or something. But the goal now is to save the remaining people, knowing that this person is completely out of control. Next up, Metro. In this scene, a hostage negotiator enters a bank trying to retrieve hostages.
SWAT will take you out if you kill somebody. That's what they gear up for.
Please, no.
They're ready to do you right now. I want you to see something. Come here. Just look out the window here.
In this scene, you'll see the negotiator actually inside the bank with the hostage taker. I mean, just a few feet away. That would never happen. The appropriate measure is to be away from the hostage taker at a remote location. So you're talking by phone or by throw phone or drop phone, but never inside face to face.
There's a sniper in the window. He's looking at you right now in the scope on his rifle. The window next to it, sniper in there too. And all around the building, you got SWAT on the roof. And they've been given the word, you kill anybody, they take you out.
I think the strategy of telling the hostage taker where the snipers were to let him know that he was overwhelmed with force and that they could take him when they decided to, and he was the only thing between the hostage taker and the snipers. But in reality, he wouldn't tell them that. Secondly, you don't want to put the hostage taker in a situation where they feel like their life is immediately threatened.
I gotta take Harold out of here. He's bleeding pretty bad. And I took an oath as a negotiator. If I ever go into a hostile situation and there's an injured party, I'm duty bound by that oath to take the person to safety.
When rescuing hostages, it's never a situation where you try to rescue them one by one. Of course, if you can get a hostage, that would be an ideal situation. But the reality of it is not to try that scenario, but it's to put yourself in a position where you can actually take out the hostage negotiator.
Come on! Hold your fire! Let's go! Let's go!
That's 1 out. 17 to go.
So what we're seeing is, the visual of the SWAT team and all the other officers and people outside is not realistic. If there's going to be anyone outside the bank, it's going to be uniformed officers sort of putting up a perimeter so no one else can come in and block off any chances of this person escaping. The SWAT team or the tactical response team would be strategically placed in windows and figuring out a way to actually enter the bank. Next up, Money Monster. In this scene, a news anchor is taken hostage while hosting a live television show.
Does any of this have to do with me?
I didn't everything, Lee. This has everything to do with the both of you. That's why I'm here. Don't you understand? 2 boxes, 2 assholes.
So in this scene, it's a hostage situation brewing. Law enforcement clearly hasn't arrived yet. This is how the situations actually begin. The hostage taker comes in this crazy state and they begin to take hostages. And this is probably the way it plays out before law enforcement is called.
It's about Ibis.
Goddamn right, this is about Ibis.
Okay, I get it.
Turn that camera off.
Some money?
Turn the camera off.
I don't particularly think that this scene is very accurate because if someone is taking hostages, especially on live TV, or anyone shows up in a building somewhere with a gun, the police are going to be called immediately. There seems to be a lot of time between police coming and this situation beginning. So what would happen in a real situation is the police would immediately arrive at that station, set up a perimeter, look for points of contact and how they can go in and take this person out.
You lost a lot of money. You went on TV, you said it was safe. 4 weeks ago, you stood right there. This is what you did. Let's get into this. Oh, Ibis, safer than a savings account.
I didn't say that.
Unfortunately, with a 24-hour news cycle and the internet, people are acting for audiences. And this is one of those situations where a person has reached that point where they want to hold the person responsible for something that they've lost. Literally shooting the messenger. I've seen a situation where people become so irate and acted out horrendous crimes on Facebook Live or something along those lines. So this is pretty accurate. People want an audience for what they do, especially when they get angry and deranged. Last up, John Q. In this scene, a father has taken hostages at a hospital in order to get treatment for his sick son.
I gave you your hostages, but you didn't call me back. Why? Because you want me dead, don't you?
Nobody wants to kill you, John. Nobody wants to kill you.
So what you see is a bunch of people out in public while the hostage negotiator tries to talk to the hostage taker. That would never happen. The communication wouldn't be effective because there are too many distractions. You want to kind of isolate the hostage takers.
Nobody wants to kill you.
Nobody wants to kill me.
No.
Nobody.
No.
None of these guys. Not him.
Oh.
Okay, what is this? What is this?
So what you see here is a member of law enforcement who had been sent in to take out the hostage taker. And the hostage taker actually took him, which would probably never happen because they're never sent in alone. There's never a sole person or a lone person that goes in without a backup.
This is going to end up bad for you, John. There's only two ways out of here. Jail or dead.
A hostage negotiator would never tell a hostage taker that he was going to be killed or go to jail. We're going to stay far away from those types of life-ending scenarios.
My son is very sick, and he needs some help.
I understand. It's hard to be a man these days. Hard to know what the right thing is. But put the gun down, John.
You're not hearing me, Frank. My son is sick. That's it. There's nothing else. End of story.
I've seen situations where people have taken hostages to demand something that is really legitimate. But we have to keep in mind that they are hostage takers and they will be dealt with as hostage takers, regardless of their motivation.